Hello, hello. This is Ignacy Trzewiczek, this Portal Games Informant, our weekly vlog in which I meet with Portal Games fans and board game fans and discuss board game topics. My name is Ignacy Trzewiczek. I'm designer of Robinson Crusoe, Imperial Settlers Detective. I'm working in the industry since 1997, a long time. I love my hobby and I love my industry. I love what I do for a living, board games, and that's why every single week I meet with fans. I meet with fans every Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. European Time. And the show has always this same format. The first 5 to 10 minutes is just me giving you some updates from my company, from Portal Games, and looking what's happening in the chat. Then the next 15 to 20 minutes is a topic of the week. Each week I want to give you some interesting insight about our hobby, our industry. And then the last part of the show is always Q&A, epic Q&A, when I answer your questions. As every single live streamer, my first question to you is how's audio, how's video, if everything works. Hello there, hello, hello. Hi, Tropical, hello. I taught myself how to play Robinson Crusoe over the weekend. I played 2 games and died 2 times. It was fun. Thank you for that. Apparently you play it right. If you're dying, that means that you are playing it right. Very good strategy. Tropical, I think Egyptian Kings comes out in May. It says Ruby Walters. Hello, Ignacio. Hello, Marino. Guys, yes, so Egyptian Kings, I'm reacting to what Chad is saying. Egyptian Kings is scheduled for May 27th. May 27th is a street date for Egyptian Kings. The expansion this past week passed all the adventures in the port, all the adventures, the customs, and is on our way to our warehouse. And now, from the beginning of the May, we will be processing, preparing to distribution, and on May 27th, it will be available in every single good game store. Sounds good, says Bill. Thank you, Ignacy Rules. Thank you. Hear you well. Sound and video is good. Thank you for that. First of all, brag of the week section. I have this section in my podcast, Board Games Insider. Brag of the week is we were nominated for Golden Geek Award for Imperial Settlers Roll and Write application. I don't know if you already played it. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. Be careful. If you start playing, you will be playing it over and over and over again. There's so many different boards, so many different variants you can play. But yes, thank you for your votes. I appreciate that. And this is the first time Portal Games Digital is nominated for something, so it's very, very nice. Thank you for that. We will, in upcoming days, send a letter, like a real physical letter, in an envelope, like a letter, to our fans in America and to our fans in Poland. We cannot do it internationally in different countries. Sorry for that. We have a small surprise. There is a letter. So please pay attention to some postal deliveries in upcoming days, because something cool will reach your home. Vienna connection is operation starts. It starts with a letter to our fans in America and to our fans in Poland. And then we will ship pre-orders, and then you will play, and I cannot wait for you to finally play the game and give us the feedback. It was a very long process, and designing this game and developing and playtesting. We are very proud of that, and this is our way to show you that the Detective system is a tool, is an engine, is a portal to create brand new different games that feel different and at the same time feel the same. So if you understand that 51st State and Imperial Settlers are similar and different, this is what we did with Vienna Connection. It seems like being detective, but it's a completely different experience being a spy. So check it out. And it is also street dated for 27th of May. So at the end of the May, 2 our new products will hit the stores, and I cannot wait for your feedback. Snacks, says Bill. Bill, yes. So as many of you, our hardcore fans, Portal Games fans know, I love cookies, and many of you, especially here in Poland, send me packages. This is insane, this is crazy, and this is the recent package I received from our fan in Łódź. And I got these 3 packages of cookies and some gifts for charity and comic books. So yes, this craziness happening. Before COVID, I used to get cookies at conventions, but there is no conventions these days, so fans just ship me cookies to our headquarters, which is absolutely insane. And every couple of days, my warehouse team comes to my office and say, "Boss, we have a new package for you," and there are cookies. This is absolutely insane. Ignacy looks better. I don't know if I look better. Got to play Moloch for the 51st state over the weekend. Really enjoyed it. Thank you, Ryan, for reminding me about that. I don't have it. Yes, I have it. So this is a new expansion for 51st state. Moloch expansion. It was released a few days or a few weeks ago. Semi-cooperative. This time you play against other players and against this stupid Moloch. It attacks everybody at the table, and it is absolutely pain in the ass. If you like semi-cop variant, try it. I saw the first reviews, especially here in Poland, when fans were very, very vocal about this expansion, and they absolutely love that. So apparently Janaki Janka once again is on fire because this is her design. I have here a note that I should be more vocal and more open and more transparent about the things that we are playtesting, things that we are doing here in the office, to give you some behind the scene knowledge. So for today I brought a Beast expansion for Hiroshima Hex, because this expansion that I was playing this weekend with my son, surprise, I lost again. But I had the chance to learn how this new army works and how things have changed. So a few words about this new army. This is army designed by Janaki Jank and Michał Walczak. So you know them. They did so many other armies for Monolith Arena, for Hiroshima Hex. Janaki Janka did all these new factions for Empires of the North. Very talented young designers from Poland. And with Beast expansion, with Beast army, we have a brand new rule that is called Friendly Fire. And in terms of the theme, because as you know, board games that tell stories, it is always about the theme. There are these wild animals, these wild beasts that are just friendly and attack everyone, and they are like going after everyone, trying to kill everything. And they attack the enemy, they attack each other. This is like a madness on the battlefield. So that's why Janaki Jank and Michał Walczak came with this idea for Friendly Fire. And these units, I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera. I will do my best. Marek, tell me if it works. So you have a unit like that. As you can see, it has a melee attack, hand-to-hand attack all around. And you see, this is amazing unit. It attacks in every single direction. I love it. And then please bear with me. This unit attacks every opponent and every friendly unit. And this is it's not so awesome. So many of these units have attacks in different directions. And in every single army, you would say, oh my God, this is so powerful. It attacks all around. I would love to have these tokens. And then you see, oh my God, it attacks enemy and my units. This is craziness. He will kill me. He will kill my units. And then you have so much fun trying to put this puzzle on the board again and trying to attack enemy, not attack your units. You have to change the thinking once again. And once again, it is so difficult for me to understand how this team behind the Hiroshima Hex every single year can come up with a completely different idea, completely different concept that is very thematic, very simple, and changes the whole game upside down. So this time, kudos to Janaki Janka and Michał Walczak. And the Friendly Fire in Hiroshima Hex is a brand new concept that is absolutely amazing. I played with my son, and he indeed had to put his units around my headquarters the way that they are not interacting with each other, because they would kill each other. Very fun. I will talk more about this when we are closer to the release. But today, I wanted to share with you this information because I played it this weekend and I had a blast. No surprise. It was obviously will be brilliant, and it is. I have a very important information. I don't know if Marek, you heard about this. This is a brand new news from America. I received this information. The House voted to transform Washington, D.C. into the 51st state. I want to very openly say that Portal Games has nothing to do. We are not the lobbyist. We were not calling anybody in America to ask to make Washington 51st state, but well, we created 51st state because before it was trendy, because before it was fun. Yes, we were before that. It was very fun news for us. We know no shit about the politics in America, but seeing that there is a 51st state, it put a smile on my face, and it was cool. Hello, Komirovsky. Hello. Any news on the creation of a Robinson Crusoe Collector's Edition prototype to calculate the shipping cost? We will receive photos anytime soon or have to wait? Ask me, Savram. Savram, we are waiting. So all the final specifications after the campaign finished, all the final specifications were sent to the manufacturer, and now we wait for the sample. As soon as we have a sample, please follow me on Twitter, because I'm very active on Twitter, so you can find me at Trzewik, T-R-Z-E-W-I-K, Trzewik. So I share a lot of like photos from the office on my Twitter. And of course, as soon as we have the sample, I will post also an update on the campaign. So we are waiting, and we are very optimistic it will happen in upcoming days or weeks. I see I'm talking already for 10 minutes. I have a few more things, one more thing, and then we will go to the next section, okay? I'm back with writing. Back then I was pretty famous for having a blog called Board Games Tell Stories. I published 2 books, Board Games Tell Stories, and I'm done with Vienna Connection. I'm done with Dune, and I'm back to writing for you. So please visit Board Games Tell Stories. You can find it if you can Google it. You can find this blog, and you can read. Last week I posted an article about me discovering for the first time Lord of the Rings, the book. So if any of you love books, if any of you love Lord of the Rings, if any one of you want to learn how I discovered for the first time this amazing novel, check out my blog, Board Games Tell Stories. I'm back to writing. I see hi Paul, which means that Paul is with us. I don't see Paul, but I see hi Paul, so that means that Paul is here. Yes, dice review. If it's anything like the game, I think I just stick to living in Texas instead of moving to 51st state. Yep, guys, so now a short break, because I need to go to the different camera, so we will have a short commercial break. And then we see with the topic of the week, and today's topic of the week is why games don't get the second print run, which is a very interesting, and I see this, especially of course in Polish forums when I'm much more active. I see many fans being confused and asking questions, why there's no reprint, I don't get it, why there's no reprint, etc., etc. So I recorded such a video for Polish market, for our Polish YouTube channel, and I decided, hey, I can record a similar video for you guys. So if any of you want to understand, want to know why some of the games don't get the second print run, I will be discussing this in a moment. So short break, and see you in a moment.
January 14th, 1977. James Werner, an American citizen, is found dead inside an abandoned garage in South Vienna. Police notify the American embassy, who dispatch Robert Howell to survey the scene. Careful examination by CIA researchers reveals a Russian computer punch card. They duplicate the card, decode it, and the truth is revealed. Werner possessed the address of NATO's weapons stores in Mannheim, Germany. Langley must take action. The Special Activities Division team is dispatched to Vienna. Assume the role of CIA agents first on the scene. Uncover a plot that encompasses 5 European countries. Manage your operatives and resources carefully. Deploy your informants and local support staff. Issue them weapons and money, and gather the reports and analyze data. Visit Vienna, Berlin, Prague, and more. Outsmart your enemy, do whatever it takes. Welcome to the Cold War, agents.
And we are back. Ignacy Szewczak, Portal Games is Portal Games Informant. We meet with fans every Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. European Time, to discuss board game topics. Beginning of the show, craziness, and then I become serious. So here we are now in the serious part of the show, and today we are answering the question, top 5 reasons why games don't get second reprint. And before we start with the slides, one disclaimer. Most of the examples that I will discuss today are based on the games from my company, Portal Games. And why is the reason? Because I don't want to get into trouble. So as always, a small story, as always with me. A few years ago, we recorded a vlog here in Poland. And actually not me, my employee said something about a different company that was not yet official, but he said it official on the YouTube. And we got in trouble because he revealed some things that everybody knew working in the industry, but it was not officially public knowledge. So lesson learned. I cannot share any information about the different publishers, about different titles, and I definitely cannot tell you that one of the games on the market right now will not get second print because I will get into trouble. So that's why most of these examples here will be based on my games, on the games that I can publicly talk. Of course, I will try to tell you about general strategies, general reasons, and just use my games as examples. So this was disclaimer why I'm using my games. I don't want to get in trouble with this vlog. Being that said, we can go to the first slide, the reason number 5, and the end of the contract. Here we have, as I spoiled, examples from my company. This is a game, Cry Havoc, and we signed a contract with Grant Rodier. Here we have a Legacy, Testament of the Duc de Crécy, contract with Michael Hendricks, and these contracts expired. And this is very simple reason, and sometimes designers and company and publishing house make it longer, sign another contract for another few years, and sometimes both sides say, we are okay, we are done, it expired, we don't want to make it longer. With board games, it is especially very difficult because, as you know, there is this cult of the new, there is this hype for all the new games, and older games not always become evergreens. And sometimes, even though we absolutely love and adore Cry Havoc, even though Legacy, the Testament of the Duc de Crécy is one of the best Euro games, most thematic games, I absolutely love it, I have it in my private collection, we decided we don't want to reprint it, we don't want to go longer, so we said, okay, this end of the contract. If the designer, in this case Grant Rodiger or Michael Hendricks, want to go to the different publisher, they get all the rights for the game, they can sign the contract with different publisher, and maybe this game will be released by different publisher. And we see many of the cases on the market, especially sweet example is with Rainer Knizia. His games are released by many different publishers. When the contract expires, Rainer goes to different publisher. The very famous game, auction game, Modern Art, is it called? Modern Art, released by many different publishers. When the contract expires, Rainer Knizia signed with the different publisher. So one of the reasons why the game doesn't have a second print run here, for example, with these titles is end of the contract, and both sides go their own way. Sometimes the designers find a new publisher, sometimes they will not find a new publisher. So that was reason number 5. Reason number 4. Reason number 4 is the end of the license. And these are these most famous examples. I hope I will not get into trouble talking about them, but we all know the cases. A massive hit from Fantasy Flight Games called Battlestar Galactica, one of the best and most amazing games, the traitor mechanism, and at the same time so thematic, so well done with the movie license. But the license was done, the license was gone, and FFG was not able to reprint the game over and over again. And the same case with the Chaos in the Old World. You remember the case, a brilliant area control game from Eric Lang, but at some point Fantasy Flight Games and Games Workshop decided to go in different directions, and the Fantasy Flight Games had to stop releasing any games set in the Warhammer universe, and therefore the game was not able to get any second print run, any third print run, any more print runs. A famous case from the last year, and we had One Ring, Lord of the Rings role-playing game for years, released by Cubicle 7, and then the contract expired. The owners of the IP, the owners of the Lord of the Rings IP, decided to not sign the new contract with Cubicle 7, and now this game will be released by a different publisher. So why not a second print run? Why not third print run? Why no new print run? Because the publisher no longer have a rights for this game and cannot do this. And these are the most famous, spectacular, and sad stories of the games that we all love, and we'll most likely will never see them again in print run because of the contract. That was number 4. Was in the number 3? Number 3, the change of the strategy. And here once again, I show example of my company to not get in trouble and discuss other companies. Back then, around 2015, 2016, Portal Games tried to, besides the Gamers Game, to release more family-friendly games. And you might remember, if you're a hardcore fan of Portal Games, the games like Rattle Battle Grab the Loot, like Crazy Cards, and shown here My Happy Farm family game. Amazing games. But for some reason, they were not doing well for us, our marketing, me as a face of the company. Somehow we were not able to find these customers who love family games. They were all looking for new Cry Havoc, new Detective, new Imperial Settlers. And we decided after a few years that we will decide to change the strategy and we will not go into family market more. And all these games, after they were sold out, Rattle Battle Grab the Loot, Crazy Cars, My Happy Farm, we decided to never reprint them because we decided we will no longer try to reach a family audience. And this is true for many other companies. If you look at the catalogs of these companies, you can see that at some point they tried something, it didn't work exactly, and they decided at some point to change the strategy, cut some of the lines, and focus on the things that work best for them. So change of the strategy is one of the reasons. My Happy Farm was doing well. It was very well received, the game. It had a lot of buzz when it was released, but generally speaking, we decided we will not go into a family market anymore, and we decided to not reprint it anymore. Number 2 is average popularity. The most obvious, of course, the reason Alien Artifacts released in 2017, great reviews, nomination for the best card game, Golden Geek Award. So it was absolutely spectacular opening for the game. But the years passed and the game was less and less popular because there were new games, new hot shiny items, new other amazing science fiction games, and the game was getting lower and lower popularity. And at the same point, we decided, okay, if this print run will be over, if we sell this print run, we will not go for another one. It is too risky. And the same case with Monolith Arena. The game released at Essen 2018. We are very happy. We released 2 new expansions for the game, but the game was never super popular. It was popular just enough to release 2 expansions. It was just enough popular to have it in the catalog. But after these 2 or 3 years, we evaluated the project that after we sell this print run, we will not do reprint because the popularity of the game was just so-so. It was not disaster. It was selling, but it was not bestseller. And the games like Empires of the North, like Detective, like Robinson Crusoe were selling so much better that we decided doing a reprint is a risky thing. You have to remember that when the company decided for the reprint, they dedicate to print like 3, 4, 5,000 copies. If the game is not very popular, reprinting 3 or 4 or 5,000 copies is quite risky because you have to store them in a warehouse. You have to pay for the warehousing. And you never know if this popularity of the game will not just go lower and lower and lower and lower. And at some point, you can be left with the thousands of copies that are not moving. So average popularity means that there will be no reprint, no second print. And this is, of course, a lesson for all the geeks, for all of you. And I always say, that, especially here in Poland, when I'm very, very vocal about that, if you love any of the games, of any of the publishers, if you love it, if you want to play it again and again, you have to be vocal about this game. You have to go to Facebook groups and says, I just played this game, it's amazing, play, check it out. I see it is going under the radar of many of you. Check it out. Go to Twitter and post the picture that you are playing this game. You, the fan, decide for the hype of the games. You fans decide which games will become popular and which games will receive a second print, a third print, an expansion, and new variants and new editions, etc., etc. So this is in your hands. If the game will not get this popularity, it will not be reprinted. It will not get expansion. Everything is in your hands. We have this brilliant example of here in Poland of the case with the game called The Others. From Simon, we do a Polish edition of the game, The Others. And from the very beginning, because The Others has so many expansions, and from the very beginning, I was very transparent with Polish fans, and I said to them, we will decide if we do expansions based on the sales of the game, based on the popularity of the game. If you want to see all these expansions, please be vocal about the game. Please tell everyone how you love this game. And it worked. The fans absolutely helped us promote the game, and we are happy to say that we are just finishing the whole line of The Others with all these additional things released in Poland. So it is a win-win situation. We were happy to finish the whole line of the game, and the fans were happy to get them. So once again, average popularity means the game will not be reprinted, means there will be no expansions, there will be no development of the line. So everything is in your hand. please remember. And the next slide, please, is a limited editions. Here we have this amazing, famous XXL big box, wooden box, small world. We have here Pret-a-Porter. From the very beginning when we went to the Kickstarter, we said this is a limited print run just for the Kickstarter. We want to have it in our catalog, but it will be not in our ongoing catalog for years, because it's a very unusual, very unique game that is so different from Robinson Crusoe or Detective. So we said this is a limited print run, now or never. And most of the publishers, when they say now or never, they stay honest and true to the statement, and then they don't do a reprint. So everyone who managed to get this small world XX edition is now very, very happy with having it in the collection. If any one of you backed Pret-a-Porter, now it is proud owner of this unique edition, and these games will never get a reprint. So this is one of the 5 reasons why games don't get a reprint. We have one more slide because there's of course more cases, more reasons. A low print strategy. Some of the publishers in the market decide to go with a very safe strategy of design or buy the rights for the game, print in a small, reasonable print run, like 3,000, like 5,000 copies. And when the game is sold, when all the copies are sold, and they say, okay, operation was successful, checked, done, we don't do reprint. And this is a valid strategy for many publishers in the industry. When they, from the very beginning, they know they are not going to do a reprint, they calculate the whole operation, the whole budgeting for just this one print run. If we have a right revenue from this operation, we don't need a reprint. And they just very, very rarely will do a reprint if some of the games will just explode with the popularity. But basically, their strategy is keep the low print run, keep a low stock, and if the game is sold out, be happy and don't reprint. This is a valid strategy in the market, especially today when the market is so crowded. A similar title is the example of the situation when you print a game and then one of the friendly competitors, other publishers, releases a similar game, and this game starts competing, and you wanted to do reprint, but you see the other game takes the popularity, and you decide to back and don't risk reprinting the game, and you say, it's too difficult, I decide to not do it. And at the end of the trend for me is a perfect example of what was happening in 2019 with the crazy popularity of roll and write games. You all remember that 2019 was a year of roll and write. Every publisher on the planet had the roll and write a game in the catalog. We were one of the first who jumped on this hype train with the Imperceptor's roll and write, now nominated for the best app for the Golden Geek Award. But the trend is over. Everyone played roll and write games. Everybody is already tired of these games. And for us, even though we are very proud of the roll and write Imperceptors, even though the game was pretty popular and was released in France, in America, in Poland, in Germany, in many markets, we decided that at this point we will put this game on hold. We will not do a reprint. Because I think the trend is over. I think that you are already tired with roll and write games, and reprinting this game, even though it was very popular, these days, 2 years after this craziness for roll and write, is a bad decision, bad strategy. So there are, of course, these all different reasons. I'm eager to hear your opinions. I'm eager to hear what is your commenting on the situation. So please leave us a comment here below the video. Let us know what are other reasons for games being not reprinted, what is pissing you off about not reprinting games, what makes you happy. If you like this sort of the materials, being serious about the hobby and explaining you how the hobby works, give us a like, please subscribe to the channel. I'm recording this topic of the week every single Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. I'm doing it live. You can watch it live with me and comment, or you can watch it later on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe, please give us a like if you like this material. And now short commercial break, because I need to go to the different camera once again, and we will start the epic Q&A with you. So if you have any questions, I'm for you tonight. Thank you. And hello, hello, hello. We are back, and Ignacy is back with different camera and use Portal Games in format. We meet every Monday 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Polish time, European time, and I discuss with fans board game topics. At the very beginning of the show, I always discuss things from the office, and today I was discussing a new army for Hiroshima Hex that I had chance to play this weekend. So if you missed that, please go to the beginning of the show to see my feedback on this army. Then there is a topic of the week, and now there's an epic Q&A. So if you have any questions, I'm here for you for these 5 or 10 minutes to answer any questions about the Portal Games or about anything else. We can discuss volleyball, we can discuss football, we can discuss Super League, we can discuss everything that you are interested in. I have a chat open, so I'm all for you. Yes, which got rid of the awful combat. I don't know. This is a big fan of Portal Games. With regards to Battlestar Galactica, I was just relieved Dark Moon was made to replace it, but then BSG got another printing and Dark Moon didn't. Yeah, Dark Moon was a game that was done, I think, on Board Game Geek as a print and play. And then Stronghold Games decided to release it. So that was interesting Cinderella story. So when a fan of the game, fan of the Battlestar Galactica, released a variant, a shorter version of the game, and then Stronghold Games saw that and decided it is amazing, and they wanted to make it official, and that's how Dark Moon happened. So this was a great story. An update on the Hiroshima Hex app for Android? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I have it on my iPad, so I cannot show it to you. But basically, it is a final stage. It works. All the 4 armies. We are now in the stage of just play testing, looking. You have it. Marek will show you something. He said he doesn't remember which version he has, but no. This is. Oh, maybe not the adult, but I have different one. So I have a better one. But it is really in the final works. Everything works. I played, and our playtesters are playing it. If you're a Hiroshima Hex hardcore fan, you can reach us at portal@portalgames.pl to be part of the playtesting process, to play it, to check if everything works smooth. But basically, last weeks of playtesting on checking all the small mistakes, and it will be released. So we are very happy with that. But we were less than 50 days to Eurocup. Says Tropical Penguin, and that is correct. A lot of mess. Nobody knows where this Euro will happen. Cities changes, but I'm looking forward. Ignacy, will the European Super League be implemented in 11? Asked me Andrew. There will be a very short event, like you draw a card, Super League just started, and then you draw a second card, the Super League just closed. So it will be boring. We don't know. At this point, we focus with the scenarios in the game for the local leagues, like you are playing in your country league. At this point, I don't have a ready variants for international plays, but I have some ideas how to make it more difficult for you, that you have to play in your league, and then you have these international cups, and you may have injuries, etc. So I have it in the works, but at this point, as the prototype works for today, no international plays yet. Kelly asked me, Imperial Settlers needs a system to organize the resources. Kelly, we have released Imperial Settlers Big Box, which I don't see here. Oh yeah, so it has on the whole big system storage in plastic insert with storage for all the resources. So yeah, it has. You can find it on our website. It's already done. Imperial Settlers Roll and Write. You say about the Imperial Settlers Roll and Write. I don't understand how to make it organized resources. You have to write it in more detail. How do you feel about our out-of-print games on Tabletop or Tabletop Simulator? This is an interesting question, because if the game is out of print, that means we cannot play it. You cannot get it. If we can play it through the Tabletop, that's amazing. The question is, what's happening with the rights for the game? If the designer has the rights, if the publisher has the rights, if there is done with the respect to the creator. But basically, I absolutely agree that if there is a game that we cannot play, that would be awesome if we can play it at least on Tabletopia. Ignacy, will you remind them that Robinson Crusoe is the same game of the game found doing? Ruby, yeah. So everyone focus. Everyone focus. Robinson Crusoe, this box from the game found is exactly the same game as the game that you can find in the stores these days. Of course, because it was a game found, there is a ton of stretch goals, ton of additional content in this box. It is a huge box, as you can see. So it has more components because of these stretch goals. But the base game, yes, but the base game is exactly the same, thank you, the same board, the same cards, the same components, the same characters, etc., etc. So this box has this one inside and more because of the stretch goals. I hope it is now clear. Thank you for help. Roland Wright, yeah. When will the Robinson Crusoe app released? Brown, the team is working. We hope to show you something during the campaign. But now the whole energy of Protagonist Digital is put on a Hiroshima Hex app, Dune website, a ton of work. There will be some new features. Spoiler alert, I cannot talk too much about Dune, but I can, because you are with me on live, so I can tell you there are some new features on the website that you will love. So the website is designed from the scratch. And the Vienna connection, also a ton of new functionalities and a ton of new features on the website. So also both websites for Vienna connection and for Dune are done from the scratch. So Protagonist Digital is working their asses to make it in time. I serve on the Robinson Crusoe Game Found page, and I plan on how to paint the plastic every now and then. I hear you. I cannot wait myself to paint all these miniatures. For me, it is a dream come true. I'm designer of this game. I love every piece of this game, and I will be able to paint them. So I absolutely hear you. To keep track of what you have on each round, I believe we released, Kelly, I believe we released a PDF file that has the columns and all resources. And indeed, if you have a problem memorizing how much wood, how much stone, etc. you have, you just mark them. So you can find it most likely on Board Game Geek website, or you can find it on our website. I remember the French publisher also had it for their fans. So I believe such a PDF is somewhere online. Nelek says, hi Ignacy, I have very first print of Robinson game and I decided to bank upgrade pack. Thank you. What differences can I expect comparing to the new collector's version with my old upgraded version of Robinson Crusoe? Nelek, we have this dedicated infographic on our Game Found page in update, so you can find it piece by piece. There is a ton of differences. So the first edition had wooden pieces. Now you have for the player actions. Now you have miniatures. It had the cubes for the resources. Now you have different things. So a ton of things change. Please find the update, and I discussed this in a very detailed report. Yes, Kelly. Yes, now I understand. Yep. I know personally I have ended up buying several games, having played them on BGA, on Tabletop Simulator. I think it's good that BGA licenses the game, so you know it's legal. Thompson, I absolutely agree that being respectful for the designers is very important. I'm a designer myself, so that's why I strongly promote Tabletopia, which signs the contracts with the publishers and designers, and BGA, which are respectful for the designers. And I absolutely agree that this is a great, like a teaser, like you test the game, you see how it works, and if you like it, then you will buy the full version with the pieces, because of course playing on the table with your friends is always the best option. So I absolutely agree. That's why most of our games are available through Tabletopia. We believe in this strategy, so you can go to tabletopia.com, and you can find Imperial Settlers and Robinson Crusoe and Detective, 51st Stages in the works. So we strongly believe in that. Guys, last minutes, because I need to go to the dentist with my son in a moment. So would you share any news details on upcoming 11? I just had meeting planned, and it didn't happen because copying our artwork guy has a sick and had to call sick days. But today I was scheduled for meeting. I played 11 this weekend. I made some changes. I'm very proud. I need to make a report and send some reports from my playtesting this weekend to design of the game, because the base game is absolutely brilliant, and now we in-house are doing some changes, adding some interesting features, changing components a little bit to make it more amazing. So basically, if you played Football Manager back then on Amiga or back then on first days of PCs, if you remember these older, old school football managers, you will absolutely love this game. You will be building your stadium, you will be transferring players, you will be hiring the staff, directors and doctors and coaches. You will be picking tactics, you will be, of course, transferring the players. The players have some skills, abilities. It's amazing. And the game is scenario-driven, so it has different scenarios, and one scenario can be, hey, we just fired the coach, you are the new one, we have just these 5 or 6 games till end of the season, please keep us in the league. And the other scenario may be, we are in the depths, hello Real Madrid, we are in the depths, we have no money, you have to survive the league, you cannot allow us to be relegated, but here is all the debts that we have to pay, so please sell some players, lower the budget and stay in the league. So different scenarios. All of you who know football, all of you who know soccer will hear these scenarios and know them. Yeah, we know them from the news. It's amazing. It's absolutely brilliant game, and now with our development, I have a very, very strong feeling that you will absolutely love it. Rodney asked me if I'm ready for Cuba Libre. Mentally, I'm ready, but I'm not ready physically because I haven't moved yet. But yes, I'm going to play Cuba Libre soon, and I'm very, very looking forward to that. Personally, I've used Tabletopia to confirm if I want to back Kickstarters. It really helps me make sure I want to pull the trigger. The DICE reviews, and this is absolutely true. We had a discussion with Marek last Friday, about putting 11 on Tabletopia, and the decision was yes, of course. During the Kickstarter, you will have a chance to play 11 on Tabletopia in some form, and learn how the game works and learn if you love it, because we are absolutely sure that you will love it and you will back it then. Who did not play Football Manager on the Amiga? That is exactly right question to finish this stream. We all, at some point in our life, spend hours of playing one more match, and one more match, and then okay, one more season. This is insane and is amazing. So this is the game that we are developing for you right now. Guys, thank you for being with us. Once again, a reminder, I meet with you every Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Polish time. We discuss crazy topics, we discuss Portal topics, we discuss board game topics. Today I discussed why some of the games don't get second print run. I see you next week. Please, if you like this content, give us a like. It means a lot for me and a lot for the YouTube engine, so YouTube will recognize this as fun content. If you want to be with us every single week, please subscribe. The more subscribers we have, YouTube finds this channel being serious channel, and this is a serious channel. So give us a like, give us a sub, and see you next week, Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be having for you a new topic, a new news, and probably some new rumors from my development table. Ready? Thank you. See you next week.